I'm perpetuating GTA hype and resetting Xbox. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, June 19th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Big news story this week that I'm excited for is a game near and dear to my heart turns 10. Dead by Daylight, the asymmetrical horror game that has basically every horror IP under the sun now in the game, had their 10th anniversary showcase this week. That's basically all they talked about last week, was that there would be one this week, so I guess the Summer Game Fest didn't line up with when they wanted to do their 10th anniversary, or if it's closer. I think I remember it coming out in late June 2016. But I digress. Very big fan of Dead by Daylight and excited that they've got more content coming up. I've talked already about Jason Voorhees, but they reiterated it during the showcase. They're also getting other characters. There's going to be a killer clown, not Pennywise. There's going to be a new survivor, new maps, but very excitingly, there's going to be a movie, which I'm curious what the plot will be for that. Considering the internal lore, from what I remember, is pretty convoluted for why are these same survivors doing. I hope they don't do like a Groundhog Day thing, but maybe they do. Maybe that's part of it. But I digress. There's a movie coming out as well as a whole bunch of more content coming out for Dead by Daylight now that it is celebrating its 10th anniversary. So, very exciting stuff. I love asymmetrical horror games because of it. I've been a fan of Dead by Daylight since it came out. So, excited that more content is coming out for it. Like I said, I will be perpetuating the GTA hype. GTA 6 pre-orders start next week. We still don't know what price it's going to be at, and I'm still very curious on what that will be. But yes, starting June 25th, you will be able to pre-order GTA 6. Now, I don't know that pre-orders are still like a big indicator or as big as they were previously, but I can imagine that GTA 6 is going to get a hell of a lot of pre-orders to signify that it's going to sell a hell of a lot of units. So, pretty interested to see what kind of news comes out for how many pre-orders go up for GTA. And again, very excited to understand what the price will be for GTA 6. So, yeah, very curious what's going on there, and we'll know more by end of next week. So, stay tuned for that. Another game I'm looking forward to this year, Hellraiser, finally has a release date. We only got like a little snippet. I think we actually got gameplay coming out of Summer Game Fest, but we still didn't have a date. But that has been rectified this week with Hellraiser coming out on October 3rd. So it's going to be my Spooktober game. I'm very excited. I already pre-ordered my specialty cube edition. So I will wait to get that in early October. Very exciting stuff there. Pretty big shakeup coming out of Xbox. Hearing from the CEO of Xbox and the CEO of Microsoft that they want to start turning a profit. There's been a lot of memos that have come out saying that they're going to reset and that Xbox is going to be more expected to have a return on investment. And one of the biggest things that we've heard coming out of it is who's on the chopping block. Double Fine, known for their Psychonaut series, as well as Keeper last year. Compulsion Games for We Happy Few and South of Midnight, as well as Ninja Theory, which that one kind of struck a nerve with me, considering they just announced their third Hellblade game, Senua, last week at Summer Game Fest. But all three of those companies are, I guess, in negotiations to buy themselves out or spin off, in a positive manner. Actually, one of the key pieces of information coming out of the Ninja Theory stuff was that Senua was put out there to potentially entice investors to buy Ninja Theory. So I doubt these companies will go under, or well, I doubt they will stay unaffiliated once. I think that these studios will get bought up by someone else if Microsoft is attempting to sell them. So if they don't, I guess, continue the contract, I can imagine that Double Fine, especially Ninja Theory, even though depending on where they are in their development cycle, might be a harder sell. And Compulsion Games, I think, has been not a like unit seller, but very popular and critically acclaimed games. So I would be remiss if Compulsion Games was no more, because I really like their games, but I know they weren't commercial successes. But I digress. There's a lot of stuff changing over there at Xbox and Microsoft, and we'll just continue to wait and see. But I feel sorry for all of my Microsoft compatriots who are, you know, trying to continue day to day operations when stuff like this is happening. So, pretty sad stuff going on at Xbox. Moving right along, Ponkel, the developers of Vampire Survivors, backed out of an Epic deal. As of this week, Epic did a whole trailer talking about all the stuff coming to Fortnite. And Ponkel has, like hours after that trailer was released, said that they are backing out of the deal with Epic, that they no longer want to deal with them because of their stance on generative AI and their use of it. And Ponkel doesn't want to be involved in that, so they pulled Vampire Survivor out of the Fortnite lineup. So you won't be able to have any Vampire Survivor skins in Fortnite anytime soon. Moving right along, if you are looking for a discount on your Switch 2, look no further than Woot.com, Amazon's kind of like wholesaler site. Is selling Switch 2s at a discount, 15% off, or I don't know, $15 off actually, not 15% off. That'd be way too big. And presumably they're eating all of that because Nintendo never discounts anything. And all of this is before the Switch 2 price increases later this year. So if you want to get a discount on a Switch 2 that is about to increase in price, this could be the way to do it. So I'll have a link down below for you to check that out and how to get that. We get official information on how long it takes for Lego to bounce on and generate a new a popular product. In that Lego has its first K-pop Demon Hunter set available for pre-order now, releasing later this year. But just goes to show you that, for a hit show that happened June of last year, it takes them roughly a year to, I guess, capture the license, develop the product, and put up the product up for pre-orders, and it'll take a few more months even before you're able to actually get K-pop Demon Hunters in your hands. So I don't know, a 16-month turnaround from very hit popular thing that they want to make Lego out of into actually making that. So keep that in your timeline next time you're watching a hit Netflix show and you're like, this would make a good Lego. It's going to probably take 16 months for them, if not longer, to generate that set for you. So just something to keep in mind when I'm looking at IPs. Moving right along, we are Outward 2 was supposed to come out next month. I know a lot of people were excited for the survival RPG Outward 2, but it has been delayed to 2027. No date given in there, just it's not coming out this year after being a month away from launch. So unfortunate news. I know I have a couple friends who played Outward and are very, very excited for the sequel, but I guess we just have to wait a little bit longer to get our hands on Outward 2. So unfortunate that it pretty unique that it's happening so close to when the actual launch was supposed to be. But you only get one chance to launch your game. So hopefully this will help them bake it out and maybe avoid all the crazy games that are coming out later this year. So although they were going to beat the September rush anyway, but unfortunately, you'll have to wait a little bit longer for Outward 2. Jackbox is doing the Drawful spin-off with one of their other popular mini games, Trivia Murder Party. The third installment in Trivia Murder Party will not be part of a typical Jackbox set, but will instead be spin-off into a standalone edition of the game. So, Trivia Murder Party is one of my favorite Jackbox games. And we will be able to buy that one directly, just a single game, sometime soon. So, they did this with Drawful. They've done it a couple times. I think Drawful was kind of like the first one where they kind of spun it off into its own thing. Now they're doing it with Trivia Murder Party. I think the original like Jackbox just trivia game is in there too. I think there's another one maybe, but they take their popular mini games and then spin them off into their own thing so they can sell those directly to you. You don't have to buy the whole party pack bundle. Get a couple games that you don't like and the ones you do. So I was always a big fan of Trivia Murder Party. So now the third one I can buy directly. Exciting for that. Last but not least, one of the pieces of exciting news coming out of Summer Game Fest was the DLC for Dave the Diver, where he will be traversing the jungle. And to celebrate the launch of that, which happened this week, you can play the DLC right now. They put out a 12-minute short film directed by the director of Sharknado, and yeah, completely live, like taking a live action trailer to a whole new level with a 12-minute short film, again directed by the director of Sharknado. So it's got a lot of camp, but you know the production value is there, and I didn't play Dave the Diver, but after watching this short film, it definitely seems like there's a lot of really cool characters in Dave the Diver. So if you're excited for the DLC and you got 10 minutes to spare, check out the short film. I'll have a link down below in the description. But that's it for this week. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below in the comments. But as always, if you like what I do here, please follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye!